Industry Talk with Mr. Varun Satyam. My name is Supriya, and I'm delighted to be your host for this exciting discussion on the latest trends and insight in blockchain industry. Around the Block aims to create a dynamic platform where founders, representatives of blockchain companies, and influential personalities share their expertise and foster valuable connection. Today we have our guest Mr. Varun Satyam, co-founder and CEO of Davos Protocol, the first the world's first yield-bearing decentralized stablecoin protocol. Leveraging blockchain's proof-of-stake mechanism, Davos Protocol has quickly garnered over 1 million in TVL and won the Best Emerging Blockchain Startup award at the ET Excellence Award 2023. Recognized by the Beacon Accelerator, Davos secured a 500,000 pre-seeded investment from Polygon Studio and Sandeep Nelwar. Varun also supports the crypto startup ecosystem through J10M Labs, providing seed investment and advising Web3 startups. His extensive experience and expertise drive innovation and growth in blockchain industry. So, without further ado, let's dive into our discussion. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Varun Satyam. Hi, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hi Supriya.
How?
Hello everyone.
Hello. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Great, sir. To kickstart, let's know about Davos Protocol and its mission. Could you please give us an overview?
Yeah, sure. So Davos is basically a stablecoin protocol. It's a fully decentralized and permissionless stablecoin protocol, which uses a mechanism called as CDP. So CDP is essentially collateral debt position. It is similar to MakerDAO or DAI, which is a fully programmable stablecoin. So what it means in a generic term is that we are almost like a decentralized bank,
Okay,
just like how a bank functions. It prints its own fiat currency. You would have seen during COVID, new 3 trillion was being printed in US, 1 trillion was being printed in India.
hmm,
And it's called as fiscal policy, and all these things are dependent on the government.
correct,
And that same whole mechanism is done by the protocol itself using smart contracts without having any intermediary. So there is one whole DAO governance voting mechanism, which means like the stablecoin holders can basically vote, choose the supply reduction, choose the supply increase, can choose which stablecoin can be used as a collateral to mint, which fluctuating coin can be used as a collateral to mint a stable coin. And that kind of proposals is being basically given out by the foundation, and then it is being voted by the public, who all are the governance token holders. And this whole system is being done without having any intermediary in between, completely through smart contracts. And through this, what we have been able to achieve is that we have been able to generate yields better than any traditional bank globally. So if any person puts amount on a bank,
hmm,
for example, if you put the amount in India, you can generate up to 5% returns per year.
correct,
If you put
correct.
if you
And
do FD
FDs,
or RD, then you
RDs,
might get like 6 to 7%.
correct,
But in Davos, but the thing is, when you do that, you do an FD or an RD, your capital is blocked. You cannot
correct.
spend that capital unless and until the maturity comes.
Hmm.
Uh, Now, what happens in Davos is that your capital is not locked. You have access to your stablecoin, just like how
Mm-hmm.
you put money in the bank. You just hold the stablecoin. Just by holding the stablecoin, we are able to generate 9 to 12% yield, which is
Oh,
by far the highest that any traditional bank can provide
can
globally.
offer.
Yeah, and this we have been able to do with programmable money using blockchain. And what how we are able to achieve that is we are using collaterals, basically like ETH or Polygon, proof of stake coins to mint the stable coin, which means one dollar of Davos is backed by $1.7 worth of Ethereum or $1.7 worth of Matic. And then that $1.7, whatever is backed, that amount is then staked on validator node to generate the rewards given by the blockchain. And this reward is redistributed back to the user in terms of yield, and we keep like a 10% commission of it.
Mhm. This sounds very interesting. And what motivated you to co-found Devos Protocol and venture into stablecoin and the space?
Yeah, so I have been into crypto space post, not post, basically pre-stablecoin era. So
Okay.
I'm into cryptos from almost 2016, and I belong to those first set of people India who got into crypto. So I have seen times when Tether came into existence, USDT came into existence. We have lost money in market when there was no
Mhm.
stable coin. So I really understand the value of stablecoin. And then I was always working. I have also worked for Tether Foundation directly with the founding team to build, to design some products for Tether 2.0, which will be on Lightning Network, on Bitcoin blockchain. And while doing all this and also working with Anchor, um, last cycle when the FTX rise were there, Terra Luna was there, and there was this whole narrative around algorithmic stablecoins, which basically made the market crash. Now, the whole problem of algorithmic stablecoin was that it was under collateralized. Under collateralized means like you have 20-30% backing. So for $1 worth of stablecoin, the original backing is, let's say, 20 cents or 30 cents. Now that made the collapse when the redemption came, when people wanted to convert their stablecoin back into the collateral, there was literally no volume, and that's how like the market collapsed and Bitcoin came down to $20,000, because the backing was Bitcoin, and then there was massive selling, and basically all this havoc was there. So during that time, we realized that, and that was the time when Ether was not proof of stake. Most of the blockchains were proof of work, and then when proof of stake was coming into picture, we realized that we could utilize this mechanism of proof of stake. We can utilize the mechanism of blockchain and cryptocurrencies, and we can build better instruments for people in the financial world. And that's how we basically started building Davos.
Yeah, really interesting to know that. And when was it established?
So it was established this year only, like around 6-7 months back.
Oh, okay, okay, it's
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
And from where are you operating, and what is the structure of the organization?
Yeah, so we have three co-founders. Another co-founder comes from TradeFi. He has more than 10 years of experience in wealth management. He used to work for BNP Paribas, Credit Suisse, and that kind of traditional finance, investment banking companies. And another co-founder is from, and he comes from Switzerland. So the parent company is registered in Switzerland, in Davos itself, from where the name comes.
Okay.
And I am in Hyderabad. My Some of my team is in Dubai, so we have
Hmm.
like a fully decentralized team also working from like different places.
Hmm. And what makes Devos protocol unique compared to the other stablecoin protocols in the DeFi space?
Two things. One is the mechanism of generating sustainable yield. So other stablecoin protocols generate yield from lending, borrowing interest, and that
Hmm.
lending, borrowing interest is given by liquidity pools by providing the liquidity to liquidity pools, and that is a fluctuating rate of interest according to market conditions. Davos is susceptible to any market conditions because it generates yield from blockchain rewards. So unless and until the blockchain stops, the reward is not going to stop. Doesn't matter if it is a bull market or a bear market. So first thing is like our mechanism is very close to uh, um, is very decentralized. but is very less risk uh, as compared to a centralized stablecoin like Tether. So Tether is, I would say, like the in terms of risk stability, it's like the least risky stablecoin to hold because it
Hmm.
has centralized infrastructure. So we are as close to a centralized coin with having the power of decentralized infrastructure.
Hmm.
That is one thing. Second thing is rest of the other stable coins which give yield, they give yield in other currency, which means like if you are able to get 30%, 40%, 50% yield, you are not
Hmm.
getting that on USDT, or you're not getting that on the stable coin itself. You get that on some governance token. Uh, so, for example, if you do it on Uniswap, you will get Uniswap token. It's not a stable coin. If you do it
Hmm.
on some other DEX, you will get that DEX governance token. And that's how they are able to give. Davos is a native yield generating stablecoin, which means that if we are saying that the present rate of generation is, let's say, 9%, then you are going to get 9% yield on US dollar terms, which means
Okay.
that for
Hmm.
$100 you get 9% yield of $100 on the stable coin itself. So it's
Hmm.
called native yield generation.
Okay.
And in
Um,
that perspective, we are like one of the world's first to basically enable that. And that's what basically helped us to get a lot of innovation awards, like as you mentioned in ET
hmm.
now. We also won technology startup of the year in DeFi, in Entrepreneur magazine. Um, yeah.
Great, great to know about. Would you like to share some success stories?
I think it's too early to say about success stories because uh, we have been running this platform.
Hmm.
You can say like in a beta version kind of, where
Oh.
the governance token is not yet launched in the public,
Hmm.
but it has been done like a soft launch, and we have been able to get like now close to 10 million in TVL. Initially, it started with like 1 mil, and
Hmm.
I think in July we are about to go full-fledged live with
Okay.
public, with the governance
Hmm.
token also live on exchanges.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think post that would be a better time to share success stories.
Yeah, I understand that. Uh, Varun, can you explain how Davos Protocol leverages liquid staking tokens, LSTs, reward bearing stablecoin, and liquid restaking tokens, LRTs, as collateral?
Yeah, so there, as I mentioned, that so
Hmm.
initially we started with just taking proof of stake tokens. So LRTs are, you can say, basically the reason we had to do it with LRTs
Hmm.
was that so there is massive liquidity logged on platforms like Lido and other, which are liquid staking token providers. Now the thing is, people who have already staked on those protocols are given backed, you can say, the liquid staked ETH. So very basic example is like if you stake ETH on Anchor, you get Anchor ETH. So we have enabled this, that now you don't need to just put ETH as collateral, but you can also use your staked ETH as collateral, which enables much more capital efficiency for you. Because first is that your staked ETH is generating yield for you, and your ETH is generating yield for you via the staked ETH protocol, and then your staked ETH again can become capital efficient by using that and minting stablecoin.
Okay.
And in the back end, for us, it becomes easier to give the redemption of staked ETH rather than giving the redemption of ETH, because redemption of staked ETH on a blockchain level is almost like 1 hour, 2 hour kind of payback. Whereas if we withdraw ETH and we restake it from the validator node, it depends from protocol to protocol, but it could take like 4 days. So that
Hmm.
kind of scenarios also become much more efficient by using LRTs, and that's why we have enabled LRTs also.
Hmm. How do you see the role of stablecoin evolving in a broader financial ecosystem?
Um, it is, I would say, like the biggest market cap right now after Bitcoin is basically stablecoin.
Hmm.
The reason stablecoin is going to evolve a lot because anything that you want to do on a blockchain
Hmm.
requires a digital currency. And
Hmm.
when you come on consumer level, on utility aspect, apart from trading, then you need a stable currency. You don't need a currency which is fluctuating in value. You don't need a currency that you're doing payment for a service, and by the time your payment reached, the price of that coin has decreased, or things
Correct.
like that. So, in order to escape such kind of scenarios,
Hmm.
um, the most widespread adoption is going to come on stablecoin. That's the reason you would have seen that Meta wanted to bring a stablecoin called as Libra, but
Hmm.
because of government reforms and things like that, they could not release that. But I would say, as like the more adoption comes in, the biggest adoption in terms of utilizing the blockchain
Hmm.
is going to be enabled by stablecoins.
Okay. Sounds great. And what are your aspiration for Davos Protocol in the coming 5 to 10 years?
So we are looking to make Davos like the biggest stake provider on blockchains like Ethereum and Polygon. Now Arbitrum and Optimism have also come into picture. So we basically want to be the leader in proof of stake blockchains in terms of providing liquidity and bringing capital efficiency. And yeah, in the next, so in this bull run we are looking to see a massive tvl of more than a billion. That's where we basically want to reach.
Great. Before we wrap up, is there any final thought or piece of advice that you would like to give to our aspiring entrepreneurs who are listening to this session right now?
I would say uh, so the fundamentals of web3 are like a little different as compared to like the traditional market. The traditional market comes from the methodology that you go, you test, you have different theses. uh, Web3 is very different. Web3 is very fast in terms of transformation. It's like you might start with an idea, you might end up becoming a different product. You always have to be open to that thought that you have to go with what the market is adopting and what the market is accepting. And you also have to always be open towards integrating new things that are coming out, instruments that are coming out in the market, because the pace with which Web3 evolves is very fast. And it has been seen that during the inception phase, like right now, we are like in inception phase of Web3. During inception phase of any protocols, inside any chaos, you can never predict that what is going to work. So the best way to do is like keep doing things, keep doing them faster, move fast, break things, and then eventually you will arrive that what is clicking in the market.
Correct, correct. That's something we can take away from this session. Varun, if anyone has any question regarding your company, product, or services that you provide, how can they reach out to you?
They can reach out to me on my email, or they can reach out on Twitter, or we also have a Telegram community. So these three things are basically like the best way, and we are like we respond to like every DMs, so we are very easily accessible.
Great. So now I would like to invite all the audience to join us using the QR code that I'm going to display on the screen post the session. You can scan the QR code and generate all the social media. We will also put Varun's social media and his company's telecom, Twitter, and everything, every social media on this QR code. You can simply click join. Don't forget to join our Discord community where you can find like-minded people and you can discuss your projects you're working on. Uh, On that Discord channel, you will also find ideas subject matter expert. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to them as well. It's been a pleasure to have Varun sir here with us. Thank you so much, sir, for this insightful and informative session. I hope everyone liked it. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution.
Thank you so much, Supriya, for having me here.